Happy Monday, boys and girls. I'm Jeffrey at Jeffery TV. Coming to you live on Memorex from an undisclosed location. The caregiving situation with my mother, default route on this beautiful Monday. Fall Monday, California fall feeling Monday, where the sun isn't beaming down on you intensely and not quite overcast, but it's not like completely sunny to where it's so sunny that it's nauseating, nauseating sunny. Because believe me, it can be. Let's get to the point where it's sunny so much that you get bored with it. You get bored with it and maybe even irritated by it, let's be real. You know, go back home, when I go back to Ohio, the change of seasons you can damn near get in one day. From rain, the clouds pass, sun come out, evenings, humidity, thunderstorms, let alone the fall, trees changing, and wintertime snow. Don't even factor that in, which I am gonna have to factor in when I consider retiring and where I can retire, where I want to retire. You know, I made a post about retiring, you know, possibly retiring to Pittsburgh, because I never really thought about it. You know, it was either Youngstown or like North Carolina or something, you know, someplace, either the Youngstown or, you know, someplace a little bit south, but not in the south, you know, where it doesn't snow or whatever. I never considered Pittsburgh because I always, in the back of my mind, there's no way I want to go through winters anymore. I said, hey, you know, tired of Pittsburgh, see the Steelers, you know, kind of close to home, international airport, et cetera, energy, you know, a little bit of culture, more culture than Youngstown. That's not a put down, that's just two different types of living. And I got a couple responses. It seemed like people are, I wouldn't say concerned, but you know, my retirement, I knew it would kind of affect, you know, certain people. I knew, you know, there'd be not blowback, but I knew there'd be, you know, some people who would, you know, have some stake in where I live and, you know, what I do and their access to me, et cetera, et cetera. And when the fellow LA Magus was like, well, if you retire, who I'm gonna talk shit with? And basically the answer to that was me on the phone, just like we always do. And I was even thinking that the cost of living would be hopefully so much cheaper that you might even see me more out here in California. Even if I retire to Pittsburgh, the cost of living would be so much cheaper and I have so much free time that you might even actually see me physically more because I'm gonna have to work. But it's a consideration that, you know, where I live, I have to remember it's going to affect more than just me, even though I sincerely and not even adamantly, but totally 100% gonna do what I want to do. And it's based on my happiness And I have to be selfish about that. It has to be based on my happiness, what I want to do, you know, what I will need to be happy without relying on this, but with considering that, you know, it goes either way. And the welfare of other people around me who I may or may not support just with my presence. Because I was thinking, you know, after some time, and say my mother passed, my sister living out here, she'd be out here by herself, quote unquote by herself. You know, she had my daughter, but wherever my daughter gonna go, my niece still trying to figure out where she want to end up. So, you know, we've been out here. I've been out here since '83, 42 years. And it looks like I'll be able to afford it. But the question is what I want to. And another thing that came up, my sister mentioned to me that if you buy something, the rent won't go up. And I own property in Ohio that we rent out, and in Youngstown, and the property managers be like trying to raise these people's rent $50 to $75 damn near every year. I'm like, whoa, slow it down. And they know what they're doing. See what I'm saying? They know what they're doing. And they know that they could probably get that money. And I remember when I was first working with them, I was like, do you think you can get that amount for that house? She was like, hell yeah, pretty much. She was like, I know I can. I was like, whoa, okay. And these people don't play. Tri-Sun Realty. I think it's Tri-Sun Realty. And I remember, you know, I've been dealing with him for a few years. Never met him. Well, I met him once. I went in the office, met him. Well, I had to meet him once or twice, you know, when I was back there, you know, to put it in place. But I don't see him that much. And then I'm over my ex-wife and Joe's place, going back and forth between their house and Sparkle Market or Belleria Pizza or something. And I look up, oh, that's my property management company. You know, like right by their house. I was like, whoa, everything. You know, you know the city names back there, and you know the names of places. But for a long time, I never really put together a lot of the actual locations of these places. Physical, like in the proximity of such, if I said that right. You know, like Struthers, Poland, all those places. You hear a lot of these, Austintown. You know, you hear these names a lot in the news, et cetera, et cetera. But I never knew where they were physically. So, you know, that's that. I feel pretty good today. I feel pretty good. I guess I've been getting a lot of sleep. It's one thing I always said out here, I never wanted to move out here. My mother's like, move closer, blah, blah, blah. You know, ever since she came out here, damn near. You can move in with me. Even before, you know, she went through her, I don't know what you call it, her radiation injury or decline, I don't know what you would call it. Everything, you know, before she went through her medical issue, she was like, you can move out here. You can move out. I was like, nope, ain't enough going on out here. It's a different kind of thing. And I was younger, and I still wanted to make noise. even though I may or may not have been making noise, because you know I'm a good guy. I'm pretty much straightforward. And I mean, I know some people who really make noise. And I know some people who really, really do stuff. And I don't. I'm probably conservative and, you know, not mannerly, but subdued for the most part. Not subdued, but I'm probably play under the radar. Not even under the radar because I'm not doing nothing. Just, you know, not constrained, but disciplined, or I don't know what the word is. But I ain't out there wilding. And it's just not my makeup, because I got a plan. I got an idea of what I want to do and where I want to go. And as I've said before, my every living breath, my every thought pretty much deals with me accomplishing that or getting to that. I love machinery. Industry, machinery, legacy stuff. So I'm on a mission. Discipline. That's it. I'm disciplined. But then again, murderers and criminals could be disciplined. Discipline kind of don't say the word that I want. It's like, you know, where I stay within the bounds of, no, I don't really stay within the bounds, but I stay close to the bounds of what society deems to be correct behavior and mannerly behavior. You know, I like to go outside the lines just enough when necessary, and sometimes more if it's necessary, to make my point or to accomplish or this or that. But for the most part, I'm a good citizen. 800 credit score, much 800. You know, good income, savings, rent been paid on time for the last 20 years. Credit, like I said, well, my credit is close to 800, so that tells you about all my bills, how my bills are handled, how my financial situation is. At work, I pretty much, you know, get the respect and can do. I ain't gonna say, no, I didn't mean to say can do, because I would say can do pretty much what I want to. No, that's not what. Even though some of that might be true, that I can pretty much do what I want to, because I earned a reputation here and there. But that, not what I meant to say. That I have a strong work reputation. It may be, you know, not being tarnished, but might be dull a little bit because of my very open discussion of how I don't know if I want to do this anymore, work anymore. Today I feel good though. And last week I concluded 2 whole weeks without taking time off. 2 whole weeks without taking time off, and that is a big deal. 2 whole weeks without taking time off. And as I've said many times before, because I'm proud of it, my first 2 years, I didn't miss a day. My first 2 years, I was on it. I was excited I wanted this job. I was locked in. I was never late. I don't think I've ever been late. I may have started late, but that was, you know, called in, let them know, And my last monthly performance review, it was good. I mean, I don't know if it was good or not. The numbers look good, whatever. But we don't have nothing to compare it against anymore. We don't have nothing to compare it against. It used to be that we would get a list of all my coworkers' performance numbers anonymously. A list of them without their names next to them. You could see, where you rank. I was always 1 or 2. This has, been months where I'd be like number one. But they stopped doing it that way. Just because the system, not so much that they wanted to stop doing that, but because the system changed. That we used to take calls and all that. And then I think new supervisor came in with a different kind of system. And they adapted his system. And he built this like super spreadsheet that talks to our call answering system and talks to our service desk. And pulls information and creates ratings and charts and all that. But we used to get a list. You get the email, and the email will be attached to your performance rating in a PDF. And in that email, it'll be a list of what everybody else got, their performance numbers, and, with other stuff, explaining, what's going on, this and that. And you open up, you look and see that list, and you open up the PDF, at the top, it'll be your number. If you know, you know. If you know me, you know how I like being numero uno. And it's also my metric, because I'm not gonna give it everything I got. I ain't gonna give nothing everything I got. I don't even understand that concept. You do the best you can. I don't think you can give it everything you got without like busting a nerve in your head or something. You gotta be some kind of, not regulation, but it's only, there's always more you can do. And I think it's kind of unrealistic to think that you can give it all you got. You do the best you can. All you got would leave you with nothing. That's the way I look at it. All you got, that means you got nothing. You give it at all, so maybe that's one way to look at it, as being different. You give it all you got, you ain't got nothing left to live off of. But anyway, so I use those metrics. I ain't got to give it all I got. I just got to do better than everybody else. That's the way I look at it. I ain't got to give it all I got. I just got to be better than everybody else. And that's my criteria. McDonald's, look at them golden arches, baby. How long we been looking at them things? How long in life has seeing them golden arches tingled something inside you? McDonald's, goddammit. Ooh, and the kids nowadays, McDonald's is a beast. Because kids nowadays, even nowadays, McDonald's is still, them damn chicken McNuggets. I know so many kids, that's all the hell they eat. Well, I over-exaggerated that, but kids love their McNuggets. And Happy Meal with McNuggets, shoot. Now, I love me a cheeseburger Happy Meal. Cheeseburger meal, 2 cheeseburger meal. I love that. But I do it with maybe 2-3 times a year. You know, because like I do In-N-Out. I did In-N-Out a couple weeks ago, or last week, I can't remember. Big old Kmart. I don't know how good a shot you're getting, but big old Kmart. Nostalgia. Nostalgia. So that's why I like to have that metric and that measure in our stats and stuff. You know, my numbers are pretty good. Over last, we have a start to finish. That means you clock in, because I never be late. You know, I don't be late. You know, I get to my favorite. I'm grotesquely early, and my favorite grotesquely early is getting to the gate at the airport. The gate, not the parking, not the rental car place. Getting to the gate used to be 2 hours ahead of time. But since I got TSA pre-approved, and I done got so used to just walking right through security, pretty much. You know, I'm getting a little slippery slope-ish about my airport arrival. Just a little bit. But I'm aware of it, and I still shoot at least to get to the airport for 2 hours. Now I shoot to get to the airport in 2 hours, literally, yeah. And I can say that in my mind, I set up the flyaway or however my transportation to the airport to arrive there 2 hours ahead of time. And it seems to work out. If you think about it, you're gonna start getting on the plane 40 minutes before takeoff. That's a significant, you know, amount. Even though, because you have a seat and bags, you know, you got a seat in place, you know, reserved already, like a concert. There's general admission, where you got to get there early. Because first come, first serve, you get that front row. So your P-Funk show, I'm there an hour before doors open. I ain't messing around. That front row is important. I'm there an hour before the doors open. I remember one time, I'm so sick of talking about Tony Cam, but his name keep coming up, and I don't like it. I don't like any kind of, well, I don't want to say deep association or any kind of entanglements. And that's not even an entanglement. Don't get the word wrong, but you know what I mean. But we was going to see P-Funk in Baltimore, and you know, all of us was, you know, meeting up or whatever. You know, they got dinner, they do this, they do that. And I had driven from outside of Philadelphia, someplace, New Hope, New Bethlehem or something, wherever it was. And so I got there, you know, pushed to, you know, I'm gonna leave my time a few hours, so I got there. I said, yeah, we're gonna meet up and have dinner about 5:30 or something. I was like, man, the show is at 7. 5:30 is too late. I said, dog, 5:30 is too late. You got to be in the front. 5:30 is too late. And he adjusted his schedule and we met up. It was cool standing out there, him, Jackie, I think Brent was there, Brian was there. Was somebody else there? You know, we was all, you know, first in line, and I was doing my work. I was like, is this where you're supposed to be? You know, I was asking people to work there. Because at first, when we went in, or just, you know, you just kind of walk in and stand behind people. And then I started looking around, and we were standing in line to get tickets, to get box office tickets. We already had our tickets. So I went and asked the lady and said, hey, you know, is this where we're going in at? Can we start lining up right here? Are they gonna let the people in the bar in first? Is there a fast pass? I do my work, shit. I know how this works. I do my work. I put it in. So I wanna know. And I asked her, where can I stand? Where should I stand to be the first one in the place? And I don't ask Smiley and Goofy either. And she said, right there. I said, all right. I said, tell me, y'all come up here. This is what we need to be. That's the line to get tickets. We got our tickets. That's what I do. So I get there early, get that front row, be in my spot. Takes work. It takes work. That front row spot. Sometimes I buy the fast pass to get in early. At the House of Blues, I go and have dinner. You get a fast pass that way. I better quit messing with that stuff. Oh, see, that's flipped. I go to the House of Blues, I go and have dinner, get a fast pass to get in early. Get that front row center. And when you get it, you're usually somewhere like 2 hours before. Oh, battery level, what the hell? My thing didn't charge last night? Oh, what the hell? This thing gonna cut off? Oh, my phone didn't charge last night. Telling me my battery level is low. And it was saying it was faulty charging. It did say that, but I just figured it was charging anyway. So I should wrap this up and save it. For my phone go dead. Oh yeah, I'm stopping it, because if it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be pissed. If it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be upset. Anyhow, for the time being, swinging on y'all 2 times. I'm gonna leave it at that and finish it up later at home. Let me just say this, I hope that person don't get no survey. They don't seem to be happy with me because I couldn't answer their question. They seem a little bit frustrated. And of course, if they get a survey, it's all that frustration is gonna come out on me. And the funny part, well, not funny. And then the part about it is gonna be, oh well. I did the best I could. And I'm even gonna be putting a little bit of extra sugar on it. Was gonna put some extra sugar on it, but got a call. So we'll see how this goes. So I should wrap this up and save it. For my phone go dead. Oh yeah, I'm stopping it, because if it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be pissed. If it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be upset. Anyhow, for the time being, swinging on y'all 2 times. I'm gonna leave it at that and finish it up later at home. Okay, so now this is happy Monday, boys and girls. So now this is later at home. I'm Jeffrey at Jeffery TV. Coming to you live on Memorex from an undisclosed location. Okay, it looks like the caregiving situation with my mother, default route on this beautiful Monday. Fall Monday, California, fall feeling Monday. I'm doing this all kind of where the sun isn't beaming down on you intensely and not quite overcast, but it's not like let's set that there now. Completely sunny. What I was saying was where it's so sunny that it's only reason I'm nauseating. Doing this whole thing is to nauseating Sunday. Sun way out here. I better quit messing with that stuff. Oh, see, that's flip. Here's what I was talking about, the battery. And when you get it, before my phone didn't charge last night. Oh, what the hell? This thing gonna cut off?
I guess I could edit it since I got to edit it.
My phone didn't charge last night. So my battery level is low. And it was saying it was faulty charging. It did say that. But I just figured it was charging anyway. So I should wrap this up and save it. For my phone go dead. Oh yeah, I'm stopping it because if it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yep.
If it stopped getting my steps, I'm gonna be upset. Anyhow,
PSET.
For the time being, swinging on y'all 2 times. I'm gonna leave it at that and finish it up later at home.
The battery's dead. I'll be back. You know what? I'm gonna just change. I'm gonna change to another microphone. I'm gonna change to this microphone here. And I'll charge this. Watch. I'm gonna charge. I'll go to that webcam right there. And I don't know how it's gonna sound or not sound. But I'm using the webcam audio because this one dead. Charging my phone, it went dead earlier. Got my USB cams charging because I don't like for them to run down. I got another one of these because you get 2 per pack, but I still want to charge it. I'll take this camera off. I'll take this camera off charge and let it run down a little bit, but by the time it won't run down enough to where it affect anything. So now I got this charging and I'm using this microphone right here. All just to say goodbye. All just to say, it's a pretty good day today. I'm yeah. Probably shouldn't do that, huh? Backlight is killing me. Let me see if we can do this. Just so we get that backlight out of there. It's a little better, huh? As long as the backlight. See if I can get this one out of the backlight. Just forget the way the shot was. Just get the backlight out. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to get the backlight out of this one. Why am I talking about backlight? Because I enjoy it. Because I enjoy it. Because I enjoy it. You gonna do something for me? You gonna do something for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, System Console app, for doing the thing. My fantasy team is terrible. My football team is terrible. The Pittsburgh Steelers. But they're not really terrible, but, there's some things that we, in Pittsburgh don't usually tolerate, especially when it comes to defense. But more and more, it's pointing to Tomlin. Tomlin, our coach, beloved coach, everybody loves Tomlin. I love him. But his rhetoric is starting to get old. And I think maybe things have passed him up. And I don't think the offense or the team is sophisticated enough to compete. It needs to be modernized. And he might not be the one to do it. He might not be the one to modernize the team. And I'm not going to say anything about the religious beliefs of the team, the highly prehistoric, primitive Christian beliefs of the team, simplistic, I love Jesus, thank God. Thank God for this, thank God for that. That's just something, bias. Something I'm biased and subjective. You know, that's just on me. Bias and subjective, just on me. Into the tip of my nose. It really doesn't matter. It's just my opinion. No big deal. No big deal. Okay. No big deal. What is this? It's not that. It's not that. It's not that. I'm putting that. I don't care. I'm just putting that. I don't know. Oh, this is supposed to be a request. Dang it. This is supposed to. Oh, no, it's not. Not until I get it back. Oh, no, I can't delete that. Maybe I can do it without saving it. Close tab because of change. Yeah, close that tab. All right. Yeah, I feel pretty good. And I'm sitting here thinking about taking me an Excedrin. Think about taking an Excedrin, but I think I'm good without it. I think I'm good without it. Even though I can feel a little something starting back up in there. I think I can feel a little something starting. And God knows a Excedrin make me feel, I got my teeth fixed. My teeth used to be perfect. And you know, a lot of people might better look at it and say, they okay. My teeth used to be perfect. They were perfect. It'd be like a perfect straight line and just all the lines are perpendicular. Now look at it. Now look at my teeth. Yeah. These are the cameras that I didn't bring with me. That's the overhead camera, and that's camera 5, the one that shoots the desk from front on pretty much. I didn't bring all the cameras. Look how much of a delay. Why is that one got such a delay on it? It must be something going on. The other two, not so much. You see that one that got such a, and it was like that. I done restarted it a couple times, but it still has. Okay, so what are you saying? Oh, it's closed. No. I'm closing this. I'm closing this. Yeah, see, this whole new system. We had our last system so customized. It worked so well. But it was like years of customization. But I mean, it got so far, we had it so customized that it wasn't compatible with anything. So we had to strip it down and go backwards because you wanted more compatible. You know, out of the box. You know, you wanted to be able to like boom, 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 just plug different things in anytime you want. We had it so customized, we couldn't do that, so we had to go backwards. Now the little luxuries that we were used to over the years are no longer. I'm closing that. We're not closing it because you can't close it anymore. I'm resolving it and it's not really resolved. So what does that mean? Probably nothing good. Yeah, I got my review. I mean my monthly review, and it was, my boss was like kind of excited. Oh, does it feel good to be back? And I'm like, I just like being grumpy with her. That's her job. You know, let's face it, that's her job. She's a supervisor. That's her job. To be grumpy. For me to be grumpy. You know, with her. She got to. Nobody's got to do anything. But, you know, it's her task to be that. Oh, I'm offline. No wonder I'm not getting no nothing. All right. My bad. My bad. My bad. I was wondering why I was so quiet because I was offline because I had to switch. I had to switch the talk desk. I had to switch talk desk and from one window to another. And when you go to the new window, it takes you offline. So that means I wasn't getting calls, and I was enjoying the quiet. But as I was enjoying the quiet, I was doing some work. I just wasn't completely slacking off. Hey, y'all want to go see how many emails are in the queue? How many people want to go see how many emails are in the queue? Raise your hand. Anybody got their hand up? I was recently added. Let's see. Coming forth to carry you home. Let's see. Get the juice off the Lawsons in 48 hours. Now, one man sleeps while the other man drives. I used to like that song. That was from Lawson's. So I don't know how many people know about Lawson's, but Lawson's was I think a Youngstown thing. I'm just saying, here's the song. I'm going to go ahead and mute my microphone so you can hear the song undisturbed, because I know that's what you're here for. You really want to hear this song. I know you're feeling it. I know you are feeling it.
This is the story of a tank truck express they call the Big O. She hauls Lawson's fresh squeezed orange juice nonstop from Florida. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now the oranges ripen in the Florida sun. Sweet on the tree they stay. Then they pick 'em and they squeeze just as quick as you please. And the Big O leaves the same day. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now one man sleeps while the other man drives on the non-stop Lawson run. And the cold juice in the tank truck caboose stays as fresh as the Florida sun. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours.
Oh, better? Now you can hear me? I wasn't doing all that talking. I don't care. I'm just posting this. Anyway, swing on y'all. 2 times. Two times. For me, for the phone. And for every elementary particle that has ever existed in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be, the totality of it all, a theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.